I'm not preaching today as usual, but I thought I would at least share a little focus, a devotional focus this morning and post it since I would not be having a sermon to post. And thinking about Timothy and the special relationship that he had with Paul and him being a son in the Spirit with Paul. A son of faith with Paul. But as Paul was addressing and beginning his second letter to Timothy, there in 2 Timothy and verses 3 through 7, we read, "I thank God whom I serve, as I did my ancestors, with a clear conscience, as I remember you constantly in my prayers night and day. As I remember your tears, I long to see you, that I may be filled with joy. I am reminded of your sincere faith, a faith that dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and now I am sure dwells in you as well. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Paul acknowledged this heritage of faith, Timothy's grandmother and his mother. And as I think about my own life, I am so blessed as I can look back 2 generations of faith that I interacted with and was touched by in a similar way with Timothy. And then I'm also blessed by the grace of God to even look at 2 generations following me, generations of faith, our children and our grandchildren. And here I am in the middle there with 2 generations of faith that I had physical contact with, and now 2 more generations of faith following me that I'm able to interact with. And there I have this picture of this legacy, or of this heritage, and also this legacy that is there, and wanting to keep that legacy going. And here Timothy is encouraged to fan into flame, and the thing that we need to be mindful of regardless of what was behind us. And maybe this legacy begins with you, but that we fan into flame that faith, and that we recognize our faith and how it can impact subsequent generations, the generations that follow us, and be a part of this legacy of faith. May we keep that faith alive. May we do our part to live the faith, that we might influence faith. And just as with Timothy, the faith of his grandmother Lois and his mother Eunice had to become his faith. It was not an inherited faith. He couldn't rely on a faith, but their faith influenced his, and it became his faith. And when that faith becomes our faith, then we are in a position to influence subsequent generations, that they may have their faith as well and continue this legacy of faith in their own life. Let us keep a legacy of faith going. Let us live the faith. Let us be sincere in our faith. Let those around us recognize the power of faith and the difference it makes in our life.